Hello there. I will be going over the run that I did that will probably be my highest record for this rotation of Arbiter Frost. I'm basically just abusing Praetus A3 and Alistair A2. I'm tossing in Anai unskilled because I have her, and Nisalt fully skilled and fully awakened because Nisalt is great. There's also Dolores that's going to be on the Arbiter side buffing the Arbiters, and Elowyn providing her rage regen and, to an extent, some heals, but they're not really necessary because she will be on the side of the two units that are constantly placing burn, so are self-sustaining themselves. Alright, so we're going to drop Praetus here, drop Dolores, drop Alistair, and here it's going to be slightly more tricky. We're going to want Elowyn between the two, and go. So it's really just going to be casting our ults as we go along and just holding the Dolores one for the appearance of that sphere. If you do it at any other time, when that sphere is not up, you will get Dolores bricked, she'll be frozen, she'll die, and you won't be able to place her before, I think it's 2-minute delay, which will essentially mean that you have a useless unit for most of the time. So yeah, just make sure that your timings are correct on Dolores, and you should be fine. Other than that, it's going to be just spamming ults and abusing Praetus. I am trying to wait as much as possible on the Praetus, on the Arbiter lightning bolts. Ideally, you want to hit 3 stacks while Praetus's buff is running, but this is not always possible. A little bit later on in the phases, you're probably going to want to start holding that lightning burst for when the crystal has spawned. But early on, you can kind of just get away with spamming everything whenever you want. So that's about what we're going to do, because it gives more damage for Alistair and more damage for Praetus. And we're going to keep on doing this for a little while here. And we missed the... Dolores didn't regen her rage, so we're not going to have it up for this sphere, but we should be fine. Probably could have held off on the lightning bolt to manage to just barely place Dolores' ult, but well. Now, since we're starting to get very close here, damage-wise for the spheres, it's probably worth somewhat holding at least Alistair's ult to make sure that that sphere does go down. And holding lightning bolts as well. I believe it's this one, and if not, well, yeah, there we go. Pop everything that we possibly can, and destroy that sphere, and there we go! That's probably the best we're going to manage to do, just because I think the next threshold is like 1,000,008 points or something nutty like that. But this is a respectable score overall. I could do significantly better if I had a skilled Anai. But again, I don't feel particularly like skilling Anai just because she doesn't bring me anything in any other content whatsoever. So, on to the gear. Praetus is in some disgusting Soulbound Arcana with a maxed Tear of Twilight. Alistair is with a max tier of Twilight as well, and some pretty damn good Infernal Roar. Again, he's totaling almost, yeah, he's totaling 23,000. We have Nisalt in a little bit more I think he has one piece. Yeah, he has 2 pieces of crit damage. With, you know, again, some pretty decent Infernal Roar. He does only have a white tower because I don't have an infinity of these Tear of Twilights. Anai, not skilled, sadly. And she is very much focused crit damage. Because from... You can just look at the leaderboard, really. But from any testing I've done and checking the leaderboard on what actually works, she works better with crit damage. She has the Tear of Twilight plus 13. And overall, that's really it. I'm running Elowyn in a morale set. And I probably actually should have done the speed artifact on her. And I'm running Dolores in an invigoration set with the Scarab. And I did forget just now the damage report, so let's actually go check that. Damage report is roughly like so. So, Anai, again, unskilled, could probably do significantly more damage if I actually, you know, had her skilled. Nisalt could probably do a little bit more, depending on how I gear him. I'm pretty sure that swapping for a better crit, better attack piece instead of the crit damage and slotting in some rage regen as a sub stat would make him get somewhat better results. But I don't really have the gear to mess around with rage regen too much yet. And yeah, that's really kind of it. The leaderboard will give you a decent idea of what's currently broken, and what's currently broken is, what a surprise, Ingrid. Ingrid and Sulk are currently absolutely cracked, as usual. As shown right here, Anai is busted if you have her fully leveled, and this is what I was talking about. This is a full crit damage setup. So yeah, that's about it for the Arbiter Frost, and this is how far I can currently get. As far as I can tell, I could maybe fine-tune this to be a little bit more, but I wouldn't. I'm probably never going to break into this second threshold here. It's like 100, under 300,000 points. It's not worth the effort. So, cheers, and have a nice one.